Welcome to Glass Ceilings and Sticky Floors, the podcast where we stop playing small, start calling things out, and actually do something about it. I'm your host, Erica Rooney, executive coach, speaker, and a little bit of a movement maker, and I'm on a mission to get more women into positions of power and keep them there. Because let's be honest, we've been told to lean in, but not too far, to speak up, but not too loudly, to be ambitious, but somehow still likable. And y'all, we're done doing that. This is the space where we break it all down. The sticky floors, the ceilings, and the gaps that are shaping who gets ahead, especially in this next era of AI and leadership. Some of it's mindset, some of it's burnout, and some of it is the system working exactly as it was designed. Either way, we're not staying stuck in it. Each episode is your nudge to move. One decision, one shift, one bold step forward. No overhauls, y'all. No waiting until you feel ready, just real momentum. So if you're ready to think bigger, move smarter, and build power on your own terms, you're in the right place. Let's smash the ceilings and close the gaps. Today's conversation, y'all, it is with somebody who I am super pumped to have on the podcast. It is a woman that I deeply admire and one of my closest friends. I've got Liz Prochaska on the podcast, and she is someone who knows what it means to have your life change in an instant and what it takes to keep going, even when the path in front of you looks like nothing you would have ever planned. Now, over the last year, Liz has walked through an incredibly difficult season, one that I think has asked more of her than it has asked of most people in the entire world. But what I admire the most about Liz is that she has not only made it through, but it's how she has continued to keep showing up as a mother, as a woman, as a friend, as a human who is having to rebuild her life in real time. And she has done this with grit, with humility, with courage, and an incredible amount of heart. So y'all, Liz has built a career in recruiting, leadership, and business, and now she is stepping into a completely different chapter, one that is rooted in resilience, resourcefulness, and doing what it takes to move forward. Her story isn't just about hardship, but it is about identity, rebuilding, and what it takes to really begin again when you never asked for the reset. So Liz, welcome to the podcast. I'm so pumped.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh. So Liz and I have known each other unknowingly since 2020 when she was my son's one of his first baseball coaches, but we just realized that. And so, gosh, we've known each other for now, what, 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, I feel like it's been forever, though.
It has been forever. So for people who are just meeting you in real time today, what is this season of your life?
Yeah, so I am a single mom of 2 boys, Banks and Brooks. They're 6 and 10. And I am trying to build a business. I mean, I'm just recreating myself completely. I'll be 40 this year.
Woo, girl.
Which is crazy to think about. And yeah, I left corporate. And it's been about a year now in Liz B. Mowing. So,
all right. So tell me real quick, what is Liz B. Mowing? We're not going to get into how it came to be yet, but I want to lay the groundwork of what we're doing today.
Yeah. So Liz B. Mowing, simple, is a woman-owned and operated landscaping company. And so I do everything from basic lawn mowing and maintenance all the way up to full hardscape and softscape installs.
Yep. And you are leading the world on Instagram. I see it all over there. So follow her there. But all right, we didn't always start there. And you and I connected because we were both in the HR world. And so we're obviously, this is a complete left turn from HR.
Yeah.
When you think about the last year, what feels most true about what you've lived through? Kind of talk about the last year, what's happened. And, you know, this is how Liz B. Mowing came to be. So
yeah, so I started in, obviously, corporate. I was with the same company for 15 years, straight out of college. I started out as a recruiter, had no idea what I wanted to do after I graduated college with a business and HR degree. Started out in recruiting. I worked my way up to leading teams across the country, recruiting in semiconductor. So high tech, and then it went boom. Life went boom, and it slapped me in the face very hard. I mean, I'll share my story if that's okay.
Yeah.
So let's see, January 22nd, 2025. Yep. So it's been a little over a year now. It was a snow day, a fake snow day, I call it, in North Carolina. Just a little bit enough to cancel
I was going to
school.
say, which non-snow day was this?
I know. And I remember it all too well. So I had just bought my boys a golf cart for the three of us for Christmas a couple weeks earlier. So we had about 3 weeks. And we had been hanging out with their best friends in our neighborhood. Drove the golf cart down because there's no ice or anything on the streets. And we spent the day sledding with them. And then, I was working from home like moms do, multitasking, got to check that email, got to be on these Zooms. So I was on it along with the other two moms. They're working, had my computer up and everything. Took a break after a call, and the boys wanted to go get some toys and baseball cards for my house. So we all jumped on the golf cart. Now, obviously, there was 5 kids. So what do? You leave out the little siblings, or you take them with them, And so I had the consent of both the parents, and we jumped on the golf cart, and I buckled 4 in, and I had 1 with me on my lap, and we just went like we do all the time down to my house.
All through the neighborhood.
All through the neighborhood. So we rode to the house, rode back. My favorite thing to do was teaching them how to properly drive, and all the rules of the road. And as we're coming back, something tragic happened. We were coming around a roundabout, and the child kind of jerked the wheel, and I tried to overcorrect, and we went down. And so there was a golf cart accident. So, I like to tell this story because it could happen to anyone. Now, back up just a little bit. It was a work from home day, snow day. I'm not going to hide the fact I had 1 to 2 White Claws, right? So did the other moms. No big deal. I was not impaired, but that's important to the story. And so I went down. The children were, thank God, totally fine. No scratches, nothing. No one had to go to the hospital. Unfortunately, I got pretty hurt with my arm, but my biggest concern when it happened was the kids. So got all the kids out. Other than being obviously shaken up, they went to get help, and every child was okay, and that's all I care about. I was not okay. I injured my arm pretty badly, my left arm. I had to get multiple surgeries, and I don't have feeling in a lot of my hand, but that's okay. I'm here, and I have an arm. The worst part about it, though, and why Lisby mowing came to happen, we're getting there. Sorry for the long story, but obviously the police and ambulance came, and that day ended with me in the hospital room in triage, my neck's in a neck brace, laying on a stretcher, and I am getting handed 9 charges. 9 criminal charges from what I thought was a seamless golf cart accident, or golf cart ride turned accident. The children were okay. I was thinking,
what's the problem?
What's the problem here?
Yeah.
Let's, total the golf cart, get me some medical help, and we're going to be okay. Their parents were supportive of me, worried about me, everything was fine. And they would have arrested me that day for a suspected DUI. So my charges were 5 counts of child abuse. That one hits hard.
That's the one that's the hardest.
That's the hardest for me. DUI, failure to registration, all those like little things.
Yeah.
But 9 criminal charges. So my parents are sitting there with me thinking the person who had never gotten in trouble my whole life.
What in the world?
I haven't even had a speeding ticket, going, what in the world? My mom actually thought the cops were outside like checking on me. Bless her. I love her to death. I went through my surgeries and everything came out, and I was still on pain meds, and 2 days post-surgery meeting with a criminal lawyer in downtown Raleigh. I was told not to tell my company what happened, which is so weird to me because I'm somebody of honesty.
Yeah.
And I said, I'll just tell them the story, and my boss at the time was like, no, you can't because HR. And I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean? This is an accident, Yeah. And lo and behold, I was told by the judge that there is no accidents in life. And so I think that's funny how you think about it. So that's what we're teaching our kids, that there's no accidents in life. But really, if you think about it the other way, I think there isn't any accidents in life, because what I came to find out is, you go through everything for a reason. And that led to like my resiliency. So fast forward, I did end up losing my job, same company for 15 years. I exited that, and I was left with 2 little boys, with a single mom and a house and a mortgage and all these bills to pay.
And no income.
No
and
income.
legal charges pending.
No income, legal pending charges, no insurance for me or them.
Yep.
Yeah, and I had no idea the fight that was about to start for the next year of my life. So you were involved in that. I mean, you came to see me right when I got home. Oh, and to add on top of that, as if that's not enough, with child abuse charges, obviously, as they should, CPS was at my door 30 minutes when I got home from the hospital. So it was a lot. It was a lot. And all of that seems like a blur now, and we're out of it, and we're good, and we're thriving. But at the time, it was a lot. And so, I
remember I was on a vacation. And I came home and I was laying in bed, as I do, doom scrolling my Facebook, and I see the news article.
Yeah.
And it didn't say your name in the headline, but I saw the golf cart, and you'd driven over to my house earlier to show me the golf cart. So I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I just had this immediate sinking feeling. And sure enough, I scrolled, saw your name.
Yeah.
And I immediately ran out and told my husband. And I mean, for me, it was like, I've got to do something.
Yeah.
Because I know who you are at your core. And I knew that, like, holy shit, like, she needs more support than ever. So that's when I, like, immediately drove over to your house and brought food, all the good things. And this is where we started talking about Liz B. Mowing.
We did. And I have to thank you, because you seriously, I don't know if you know what you did to me, like, from the minute I met you, but through that, it was insane, the connection that you were real. You were like, listen, this isn't going to define you. Like, you're good now. We're going to have our little moment. I think you told me that. We can have our little pity moment, but we're going to pick ourselves up and we're going to move forward, because you're going to do something out of this. And I don't know if you know what you're going to be in a year, but this is going to be a blip. And there's a reason you went through this. And you were the first person to say that to me. And so I thank you for that, because you actually are the reason Liz B. Mowing happened.
So was Liz B. Mowing a joke first? And
it was a total joke. So literally, I did not know where my money was going to come from. I didn't know what I was going to do. I mean, we even talked about what I have to rent my house out, move in with my parents. I mean, as an almost 40-year-old, I'm like, that's not even an option. I love you guys, but like, I'm supposed to be taking care of you, and my friend, I was at her house, and her next door neighbor was moving to Wilmington and said, I don't know what I'm going to do with my grass. Like, I'm going to have to drive back up here every 2 weeks. And I was like, I'll cut your grass for you. Like, and he's like, you will? I said, yeah, like $30, literally. He was my first client. Thank you, Neil and Becky, so much. First client. And I realized how much I liked it. So $30, that was my first client for Liz B. Mowing. And we were joking when I told you about that. And so you ChatGPT'd me a logo right up. And I think it started with Liz B. Mowing. And we said, let's soften it a little bit for clientele. But you're the reason that my company got built. So.
And it is a thriving business today. I love it. I mean, y'all, I see her all over the gram. She's everywhere. But I'm going to take us back a little bit to being in the thick of it, right? Because I think this is the part that people don't talk about, that other people don't want to think about, because it is really uncomfortable. And I think the thing that is probably the hardest about your situation is that it could have happened to anyone. And when I think about it, it's like, what are you even talking about? She's having CPS show up at her door. She's trying to protect her children, and this is what's coming for her? Like... So when you think about like your lowest point, trying to be in the middle of all of that before Liz B. Mowing was really born, how did you find, I guess, just the ability to wake up every day and be a mom and get these kids dressed and ready for school and everything that had to happen?
Yeah. So Banks and Brooks are like my driving force. They're the reason for everything. And so I just knew that it wasn't an option to give up. It just wasn't. And my parents and my brother are really like critical of who I am and like the reason I am who I am. And they're very positive people, you know. And of course, like growing up in the South, I listened to one of your other podcasts the other day and it was like, you know, don't share too much and don't share. And so I had to warn my parents today, like, this is the first time I'm sharing my story and I'm going to go all in, right? And, you know, and so I think their fear is like they don't want people to judge you, but I have a different view on that. And so like my dad had always told me growing up, like, do your best and a little bit more. That's what we said every day of my life. Do your best and a little bit more.
I like
and
that.
So what does that even mean? You know, so you're told that, but you're not taught how to do it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And in my lowest point, which was multiple points over that year, I would be crying in the bathroom floor by myself. And I never let my kids see that. Well, I just decided to be honest with them. And so they didn't understand. Their friends were on the golf cart, didn't understand. Why am I in trouble? Like, I didn't do anything wrong. The kids, if I could have sent the kids to court for me to be my witnesses, I would have got out with nothing, no convictions, because they were like, Miss Liz, it was just an accident. And I'm like, you're right, it was, you know, but I take responsibility. Could I go back in time? I wouldn't have had that many children on there. That wasn't as safe as it should be, you know, and all these things. And I wouldn't have, you know, some alcohol in my system and things like that. And so it was an accident. But I've been honest with my kids about the entire time. I think it's built resiliency in them. And I just knew that it wasn't an option to give up. And so when I felt at my lowest, I tried to think, there's a reason that I'm going through this. There is a reason. I don't know what it is now, but maybe my story can help someone else. And so, and since I've gone through this, I've heard of 3 other accidents, same situation, DUI, child abuse. And so I've tried to reach out to those people because they're going to need someone. I mean, I went from my lawyer in the court immediately said, you're going to 30 days of rehab. Mm-hmm. I don't care that you're not an alcoholic. You're going to go to rehab. You're going to go through child abuse classes. I went through every Wednesday night from 6 to 9. I spent time with my 10 other child abuse charged people,
individuals,
you know, and met some wonderful people, some that were in the same boat as me and some that should be in there, you know. I went through Alcoholics Anonymous classes. I mean, I did the whole 9 yards for all of the year. And I'm thankful for that. You know, I learned things that I didn't know. And some could have looked at it, you know, and thought, God, why do I have to do this? This is, you know, I'm a victim. Or, God, you know, I must be a really bad person to have to do this and stuff. And instead, I don't know how, but I chose to look at it as I get to do this. Mm-hmm. You know, this could be so much worse. And so I'm going through this. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to learn what I can to hopefully meet some amazing people who are also in probably worse seasons of life than I am. And maybe I can change their life while they change mine. And that's what I've done. And so I'm looking at it in the sense of I've reconnected with a ton of people who I went through these classes with. My teachers have me come back and speak to them. And I just think that, you know, a moment in time shouldn't define the rest of your life. And I think that, you know, we can teach others that because mental health is a real thing right now. And I'm no stranger to that. I've struggled with depression and anxiety my whole life. I'm gay, you know that. So shocker, Lisby mowing rainbow, huh? That's what it's for.
It's a full-owned identity branding situation, and we're all here for it.
We're in it.
You know what you're getting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm no stranger to that. You know, I came out at 14, and so no one. I went to Leesville High School. No one was out at that time. You didn't talk about that. It's very taboo, which seems so crazy now.
That was only that long ago.
Yeah, but I'm no stranger to being the first to do things or, you know, walk my own path. But I came out early. You know, I got married when it wasn't even legal in North Carolina, so went rogue with that. We had our children, Banks and Brooks, with my ex-wife, and had to adopt our own children because in North Carolina, the non-bio parent has to adopt. which involves, social services and investigating you. Why do you want to adopt your own child? Things like that. So I'm not a stranger to having to go through hard things and emotional tolls. But I will say, I thought my divorce was the hardest thing that I'd ever been through. And no, that was like a cakewalk compared to what I've been through this last year. And I mean, I guess I should mention that they're not pending anymore, right? So we went through the whole trial and everything, and I'm past it. I ended up getting, they would not let me off with the child abuse thing, so I got contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Obviously, they proved that I was not impaired. It was a .04, so half the legal limit.
But let's talk about that, because I learned something in the state of North Carolina. If you even have anything in your system and you have a child in the car, it is the worst level DUI in the state of North Carolina. And what I find fascinating about that is, like, go to any restaurant on a Friday or Saturday, or go to brunch on a Sunday, and how many families do you see out where somebody has one mimosa?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, let's be real. The world now is, I mean, we have baseball get-togethers at breweries. That's where we go for end-of-year celebrations, right? And I mean, that's this culture we live in. After 2020, that's what it was built. These breweries pop up. So they have
family friendly.
They have fields for kids to run in. The parents are having a beer or two, and they're talking or whatever. And one or two might turn into three, and you leave to go home, and you feel fine. And literally, and what I tell people now is, it's not even you. You may feel okay, but what if somebody taps you? What if you hit a deer on the way home? I mean, something crazy, right?
Somebody could rear end you, and then you blow anything over, and that's why I say, like, this could happen to anyone. And,
it could.
You were talking about people judging you, and I think when you look at everything on paper, right? 9 charges,
horrible.
5 kids in a golf cart. Like, she absolutely is someone we should shun and shame and shouldn't be in this society. And I mean, that's why, like, again, I saw the Facebook post, and like, people who don't even know you are ripping you apart, dropping all sorts of things. And I just wanted to be like, excuse me, like, have you ever had a drop of alcohol and gotten in a car? I'm sure you have. Most people have. And it's so easy to judge, I think. And we do that as a society, but I think your story especially is one to just highlight to people that good people get in these situations all of the time.
Oh, yeah.
And there's more context and there's more nuance than anyone could ever understand. And, you're talking about being in these classes with these people, and I mean, sometimes those people are really struggling, and it does give you that ability to switch the perspective.
Yeah, and I mean, what I learned too is, I take full responsibility. If I could go back to that day, I would change how I did things, right?
100%.
But I think that's being real, and a lot of people feel that way. They just don't say it, but that news article came out, and it made me look like a horrible person. It was like, Wake Forest mom, drunk, crashes with 5 children on golf cart, and none of and injures all 5. 2 of those things were inaccurate. But that's the news for you, right?
That's the news. Sensational.
That's how it is. They got to bring people in. And so, but that alone, along with my charges, even though not convictions, have absolutely, they had the ability to ruin my life. I mean, my life and my reputation. I no longer can volunteer at my kids' school. I can no longer coach my kids' teams, which I loved as I was your son's coach. I mean, I have a 6-year-old. He's still young to be able to do that. And that honestly crushed me, because I love kids. I love everything about kids and volunteering with them. So honestly, that charge and conviction hurt me worse than anything. But the alternative was, they wanted me to go to jail for multiple years with this conviction. That's crazy to me, And so I was thinking maybe, just a little bit of time, but no, years, until my kids were teenagers. And I can't even fathom that. And so I think it's important. This is the first time I've told my story, but I think it's important. I think it's time. I've healed so much in the last year. The biggest one is I quit drinking from the day of the accident. Yeah. So from January 22nd, I have not had anything to drink. And I'm going to continue that because it's not a judgment thing. Like you said, like, I don't judge anyone. Most of my friends do. But sobriety has been wild to me. And you know this, like we've talked, it has made me open my eyes to be able to see and feel everything in life. Mm-hmm. And I experienced life almost like for the first time this last year. And it's like, I'm present. I truly listen to people. And I think not only sobriety and going through what I've gone through, but I think I got, all too well, I got so burnt out in corporate that it's almost like this life change was something that I didn't need it the way it happened, but I needed it. Yeah. Because you and I talked for probably 2 or 3 years of knowing each other about me finding something else, finding my joy, leaving my job. And how could I do that exit strategy? And you helped walk me through it. And you knew I wasn't ready. I didn't know what was be next. And then life said, well, we got other plans for you. Boom, this is going to happen to you. And then you're going to sink or swim and you're going to figure it out. And I grabbed it by the bootstraps and knew that I had to do anything I could to make money and make my boys proud. And failure was not an option. So, I literally borrowed my dad's truck, took a push mower that I had residential, a blower and a weed eater, and I started going around mowing lawns like for $30.
But now what kind of lawnmower we got?
Now we got us a John Deere. It's not new, but it's new to me.
Hey, girl.
And girl, that thing, I can't imagine pushing lawns every day now. I mean, it's wild. I don't know where that willpower came from, but boy, it was strong. And now I'm almost 40 and I'm feeling it. But I got my first trailer. I got my storage unit, a whole shop.
We've upgraded.
We're doing it now. We're
upgraded.
A real company.
We've got a strong social media presence. We're on our first podcast, media. Whoa.
Well, I have you to thank for a lot of that, and I appreciate you so much.
But Oprah says, life speaks to you in whispers. And if you don't hear it, then it kind of becomes, a little heavier, a little hand, a little push, a little shove into the brick wall.
Yeah.
And I just think that is so true. And when I think about the Liz that I knew who was stuck in corporate, who was miserable, who was, responsible for having to do X, Y, and Z, like, I don't want to say that life was hard, but you could definitely feel that there was just struggle, And then when I see the Liz that I have now in front of me, you look good, you're healthy, you are doing a job that lets you be around your boys whenever you want to. You get to schedule your own, days, and you are showing them that, like, it does not matter how hard life gets you down. Yeah. You can always get back up and make something of it. And like, when I look at your life pre-accident, like, and now I'm like, well, damn, she upgraded. Yeah. Like, she is living. And like you said, sometimes you have to go through it because I don't know where you would be today.
I'd be in the same place. Yeah. I would, Erica. I would be in the same place and I would be miserable. Literally, like just that rat race of, checking your email and you got to call somebody just to do it, and I would be miserable. And you're not the first person to say that as far as like my energy is lighter. I have more energy. I'm excited about life. And I am. Like, I think life, everybody's taught that life's supposed to look perfect. Yeah. Life's supposed to be perfect. And when you go through hard things, you don't talk about it, And it's not. It's not supposed to be perfect. Life is supposed to be lived. Yeah. And you're going to go through hard stuff, but it's the story that you end up writing. And that's the story that you can live and tell. And that story will impact people in a way of negative or positive. And so why not try to make a positive impact on someone else? Because I feel like that's my way to give back. I've had so many people make a positive impact on me that, maybe somebody hears my story and it can
100%
change their life too. And yeah, I don't know. I 100%. Feel good and I'm thriving.
I love it. Before we wrap up, tell me about your tattoo.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So funny story. I had never got a tattoo before. So I just went all in and decided I I wanted a tattoo after what I went through. And I designed it with ChatGPT, like my logo and my boys. So this is a tree root. The roots represent, the hard parts, the fractures, all these fractures of what happened after my accident. So they're deeply rooted. They changed me. However, they grew into beautiful flowers, and these are my boys' birth flowers. They picked them. And then the open delta right here just signifies that it's open, it's not closed. And so whatever you go through, you just keep moving forward in life. And that's why the arrow points up. So it's really important to me, and I love it. It's just it's a daily reminder. And then I wear this also. It says never look back. And I got this a week after my accident in one of my son's baseball training things. I said, I'm going to steal this. And I haven't taken it off at all. And it was just my daily reminder when I didn't feel like I could get up again. It's not what's happened to you. It's where you're going to go now. So live a good life. And now I'm ready to move on, and I'm ready to find someone to give this to. So I hope that I can pass that on to someone who needs that reminder.
I love that. And Liz is a girl's girl. That's why she also has her Say bracelet on, which me too, girl.
I know. I wear this every day since I got it too.
That's right. And if you don't know what her Say is about, you better check out my LinkedIn. But Liz, last question, best question.
Yeah.
If you could go back in time and give the corporate Liz, right, and the Liz who's waking up in a hospital with cops surrounding her, here's 9 charges, ma'am. Mm-hmm. What one piece of advice would you give her now that you're on the other side of this?
Yeah. Wow, that's tough. It's tough and easy at the same time. I would say to the corporate Liz, life's too short. You need to wake up. In the rat race of life, this doesn't matter. You're not finding joy. Take some time, figure out what do you want to do next, and just pull yourself out of it and go live a life instead of letting life live you. And the Liz that was laying there, tears streaming down my face, thinking I have ruined my life forever. That this one moment in time, this one lapse in judgment is not gonna ruin your life. Don't let people ruin your life for you. It's the same thing, kind of connects. And you're gonna come out of this, and you're gonna come out stronger. You're gonna come out happier. You're going to come out as showing your boys that no matter what happens in your life, you're going to be okay. And you determine your destiny. And now you're going to come out with a new job that maybe I can leave them a legacy one day.
Hey, girl.
And so I'm excited for school to get out because I'm going to put them to work.
Hey. And then you got a +1, a little Bennett Ketchy who'll be ready to get his lawn mowing services going.
That's right.
Goodness. All right, Liz. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast. Your story, it's one of the most clearest as day examples of what it looks like to actually have to keep putting one foot in front of the other, not knowing where that's even leading. And I just think that it is so commendable how you picked yourself up and how you refuse to let something like this get you down. And you have literally just adjusted. You've found your tribe, you've found your happiness, you've gained relationships, you've lost relationships, but I think it makes you a stronger woman, a better mother, and just an all-around better human. So thanks for being here.
Thank you, Erica. For more than just this, thank you for being there. You change lives, and you need to know that too. So
thanks, girl.
Thank you.
If this episode resonated with you, don't let it stop here. Send it to a woman you care about, a colleague, a friend, someone who's been on your mind while you were listening. These conversations are meant to be shared, and you never know what one small shift can unlock for someone else. And if you haven't already, make sure that you're following the podcast. Leave a rating and write a quick review. It helps more women find this space, and it keeps these conversations going. If you're ready to go deeper, come a little closer. Send me a DM. I'll invite you to sit in on a live Her Collective session as my personal guest. No pressure, no strings attached. But you get to experience it, feel the room, and see what happens when women start moving together. Until next time, y'all keep going, keep choosing differently, and let's smash the ceilings and close the gaps.